Welcome to Muscle Motors, a celebration of raw power, iconic design, and one man's boundless passion for cars. In this automotive extravaganza, Dan O'Toole opens the doors to his personal treasure trove, a collection that stands as a testament to one man's unwavering love affair with cars of every creed and breed. Welcome to Muscle Motors. This episode is brought to you by Arrive AI.
Hey guys, today on Muscle Motors, we're going to feature this 1971 Oldsmobile 442 convertible. I'm Dan O'Toole, thanks for joining. But before we get going, let's introduce Jim Brainerd here. Jim, how you doing today, man?
Great, how are you?
Good, great to see you, man.
What a car.
Yeah,
When 1971, I won't say how old I was then, but what great shape this is.
I love the color. My favorite color is orange. When I saw this, I had to have it. This car was actually a special order back in 1971.
I don't remember ever seeing this color before.
Yeah, it's very rare. When I saw it come up for sale at the Mecum auction, I had to bid on it.
Wanted it.
I really wanted it. You can't get emotional at an auction, right, Jim?
That's right.
But you know the cool thing about these old Cutlass 442 Oldsmobiles? They have the color key wheels. See that?
That's right.
You know, orange matches the body. Very rare, but so iconic of the time.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
No, it's not. This thing's got the 455, the big V8.
Tested this.
We're going to test it together. I say we get in and take a quick ride. What do you think?
Let's go.
Let's do this, man.
No seatbelts.
Hey, you don't need them. I'm driving.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if they can catch us. There you go. I guess they're gonna. I guess they're
so.
gonna catch us. Come on, baby. That high octane gas.
That's right.
Okay. Hey guys, check out my 1971 Oldsmobile 442 convertible in bright orange. Bright like the sun, this baby really pops and you won't be missed when you're out there cruising on the local scene. 442 stands for 400 4-barrel dual exhaust. When the 442 first debuted, that stood for 4-barrel, 4-speed, and dual exhaust. But as more cars were made with automatics, it changed. I love this car. I love Oldsmobile's take on these color key, beautiful body matching rims on these cars. Bright orange accentuates the body color like no other. Check out my 71 Olds 442 convertible, and thanks for watching Muscle Motors.
This episode is brought to you by Arrive AI.
So how long have you owned this car, Dan?
You know, I haven't had it that long. I've had it about a year. I'm a big car guy. That's in my my off time. I'm always looking at what cars are out there. And so like when Mecum has auctions coming up, I'll scout out all the cars that I'm interested in at a certain auction. And this was at the Kissimmee auction about a year ago, January. And this was my number one target of that whole auction.
It was almost 60 years old. How many other owners has it had, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, is there Provence on a car?
There are on some. This one, I think it had 2 owners previous, is the best I could tell. You know, it's got 95,000 original miles.
So it was actually driven. It's in beautiful shape for 95,000 miles.
Yeah, it really is. It was an older guy that lived in Florida that had it. And like I said, I targeted this car. I always put an expectation of what I would be willing to pay because I don't want to get emotional.
But you like orange.
Yeah, I
love muscle cars.
Yeah, man, I had to have it, right? At the end of the day, I was I was at my number and another bid and another bid, and I said, you know what? If I go 2,000 over, I won't be kicking myself. You know, I won't regret not getting it. So I ended up going 2,000 higher, and I got it. And it's everything I thought it was. I bought it. So you know, it's a special order car. The orange is what really got me.
How many orange cars like this were manufactured? Do you know?
No, I don't know, but it's a very small amount. In fact, there's an article about this specific car going to Mecum. It said rare 1971 442 going to Mecum, and that's how I found out about this car. It was rare because it was a special order, probably one of just a handful that were ordered in this color.
So thinking back to 1971 in that era, how old were you when you had your first car?
You know, I had my first car when I was 15. You could drive when you're 16.
Right. Is this Indiana?
It was Indiana. It was a 1973 Pontiac Catalina. I saved my paper route money, and I paid $1,065 for it. I actually bought it from my aunt. My dad had bought that car new, and then he sold it to my aunt, and then she was going to get a different car, and I said, hey, I'd love to buy that car. So she gave me a price of $1,065. This would have been in 1980, probably around 1980. And
You're a lot younger than I am.
81. I'm 60, you know, so.
I'm 10 years ahead of you. My first car, though, I was a senior in college, and I was able to get a Mustang. Yeah, silver Mustang, red interior, wasn't the convertible. But that was my first car, so I was a kid in college, didn't have a car. I had a date, I had to figure out a place you could walk to, and there weren't many around my college. I didn't have a lot of dates, but all my friends in high school, I grew up in northern Indiana, and of course Studebakers have been manufactured for years in South Bend, and they closed, but there's a lot of old Studebakers around, and so it's what a lot of my friends in high school bought. So that's all they could afford, you know, a couple $100 back then, if that.
Right.
But you could always tell when those old Studebakers were coming, because you'd see this blue cloud of smoke, and out of it would emerge the, you know, 10, 15-year-old Studebaker.
That's a great story. Studebakers are near and dear to Indiana because they were made here, just like Auburn's, Ford's, Duesenberg's. You know, Indiana used to be one of the manufacturing capitals in the world for the automobile.
Now, you've seen the sculptures where all the car dealers are.
I love it.
They all are homages to Indiana car makers that are now out of business.
Well, what I failed to tell our viewers about is Jim here is the past mayor of Carmel, Indiana. Jim was the mayor for 28 years, right?
That's right, and 28 years from 1996 until the end of 2023.
There you go. And coincidentally, we're driving into a roundabout right now, and I would say, you know, that's one of your greatest claims to fame.
We built more than any other city in the United States, without question, probably more than anywhere in the world. And why we did it, I was fortunate enough to do some of my graduate school work in England. Yeah, I was a history major and a lawyer, so I knew nothing about civil engineering. And as a result, I asked a lot of questions. And, you know, there's almost an epidemic of deaths at traffic lights. And so I just watching the roundabouts in England, they function so much better. And what we learned, what we've done in Carmel is our traffic fatality rate is 1/6 that of the U.S. national average. 1/6. So I'm passionate about this.
I know you are.
Much better solution than putting up traffic lights everywhere.
Well, hey, I'm going to give you a plug. I have lived in Carmel for the last 25 years, throughout your whole tenure in Carmel as the mayor, and it's the safest city in the country, best place to live in the country, roundabout capital of the world, best schools in the state, and I'm proud to call Carmel my home. I love Carmel. There's not a better place, and you just retired, so I'm sorry to see you leave.
Well, that's great to hear, but you know, as mayor, all I had to do, I always told my kids this, just hire people smarter than you are and make sure they stay happy and manage it, and think big. Think big.
Well,
don't do enough of that.
You know what? You got to think big to get big. That's what I always say. And I have your same philosophy as the CEO of Arrive AI. And I love to put great people around myself. And that's how you came to work with us. We're so proud to have you helping us with municipalities, rolling out with our smart mailbox technology.
Well, yeah, and this is the future. I mean, what you're doing, this is new technology that'll be with us for a long time and barely scratching the surface. And
You know, obviously autonomous delivery, robotic delivery, drone delivery, unmanned driverless vehicle delivery to a mailbox. Those are all things that are happening that we have the first position patent portfolio to leverage. So, we beat Amazon by 4 days.
4 days. And that's a great story.
Yeah, really proud of that. Wouldn't be here with you today if that weren't the case. So let's grab some lunch, Jim. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man.
We're here. Slapfish. This is one of the best places near Carmel.
All right, let's go grab some food, man. I'm hungry. Are you?
This is the place.
All right, cheddar. Let's go, man. Hey guys, thanks for coming out today. Nothing like fast cars, great times, and great friends, right? What do you think, Jim?
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thank you. That's bud.
This looks good. Real good.
Let's dig in.
This episode is brought to you by Arrive AI.
So now I want everyone to see these car sculptures. In the end, I always joked, and Carmel's just like Paris. No mountains, no oceans, flat, lousy weather. So we had to do things to make this an attractive place. And so one of the things we did, we took our roundabouts and put sculptures in about 10% of them.
Let's go see what you're talking about.
Okay.
How about that? Let's jump in. Let's take the 442. We want to get there fast and look good, right?
That's right.
The 442. Do you know what that stands for?
No, I don't.
Back when
I assume it's engine size or displacement or...
it's actually 4-barrel,
Okay.
4-speed manual transmission, right?
Okay.
And dual exhaust, 442.
Yeah, okay.
But then as the model years progressed, they got away from the 4-speed. So this is actually an automatic 442. What are we going to check out?
Well, we're going to go see Arlen Bayless's sculptures at the City of Carmel Commission, who we call Car Alley, is where most of the car dealers have located. And these sculptures in the middle of our roundabouts. And
Beautiful.
Lit at night, they're absolutely gorgeous, but it's a tribute, a homage to early Indiana car manufacturers. We incorporated a lot of public sculpture throughout the city, and it's made a big difference, both to attract visitors and just to be a nice place,
Done a great job of building a place where people love to live, people love to visit. Great job on what you've accomplished. And I appreciate you jumping in with me for a ride today, Jim.
There's been all sorts of fun. I had no idea this morning what the day held, and this is a great surprise.
You never know what it's going to be, do you?
See, we're adding a brand new roundabout here. This is 106 in Hazeldale.
How many will
This has been on the books for about 4 years, and we had to acquire some land and get it funded, but it's finally being constructed.
How many will that make now?
I think that's 151, if my math is right.
So how many more left to go to
It's
you?
about 5.
Wow.
This episode is brought to you by Arrive AI.
So here's our first car sculpture. This is a stylized S from the Studebaker, the logo from the 1950s. And interestingly enough, Studebaker started its life as a wagon maker. And then when gasoline engines were invented, they switched to cars. But for many years, that was the lead employer in South Bend, Indiana,
from back then, but here's the Auburn right here.
There's from Auburn, yeah, the Auburn car from Auburn, Indiana, way up north of Fort Wayne, Indiana, just a couple miles from the Michigan line. You got to see this at night too. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Classic
colors.
Classic cars of Indiana.
Duesenberg, yeah, Duesenberg.
That is amazing. Yeah, that's great that you wanted to give homage to the cars. That's near and dear to me as a car guy. So, Carmel also has Automobilia.
It does, yeah. Great car show every August.
Close down all the streets of downtown. Virtually every vehicle is represented there. Major groups of both imports and domestics. It's something I look forward to every year.
So these are important things to have in a city. It builds tradition, and it's just fun for the people that live here. So this is a sculpture of the Marmon.
This is my favorite because it's actually a car.
But that's the Marmon that won the first Indianapolis 500 in 1911.
That is very cool.
Initially, when the first race cars, they had spotters. They didn't have rear view mirrors yet. So they actually put a spotter to tell the driver to veer right, veer left, avoid someone that's trying to overtake them, and so on. Then they came up with this great new invention called rear view mirrors.
Wow. I think racing is responsible for a lot of great advances.
Sure.
That we enjoy every day, right? So we have other sculptures around here?
These are the 3 of the 4 that will eventually be right here in what we call Car Alley, where there's a lot of car dealers.
This episode is brought to you by Arrive AI.
So, we're looking, Dan, at one of the classic car series. 3 of our sculptures have been installed here on what we call Car Alley at the south side of Carmel. This is one of my favorites. It's the first Indianapolis 500 race is won by the Marmon. That was the brand of
1911.
And there it is, 1911. One of the classic cars of Indiana. So we have 3 of the sculptures have already been installed here in Carmel, Indiana. 1 more to come, but they're all vintage cars that used to be made in this state.
That's really cool.
But the one we're looking at is the Marmon that won the first Indianapolis 500 in 1911. And if you look at the base, you'll see bricks. These are actually from the original 500 track. Its nickname is the Brickyard. And today, if you go out to the track, you'll see a small section, this brick. The rest of it's all asphalt. So they have a lot of those original bricks in storage, and the track officials were kind enough to let us use some in this base. So this is a very special sculpture.
And then we got one more coming.
One more coming, and we'll have to talk about that one later.
We'll tease that. That'll be a new.
That's going to be the best one.
Hey, I can't wait to see it.
I got to give credit to Arlen Bayless, the sculpture, and Bomar, who fabricated these. They
killed it.
They killed it.
We're doing it here. Carmel, Indiana, everybody. Come on over.
This has been fun. I had no idea that I was going to get to ride in a 442 Oldsmobile today, particularly one that's painted orange and white.
There you go. I'm just glad we had an opportunity to sync up with you today. I'm glad it worked out because I couldn't have thought of a better person to have riding with me going through Carmel than you, man.
This episode is brought to you by Arrive AI.
Hi, I'm Dan O'Toole, and this season on Muscle Motors, we kick things off with a purple dream machine, the legendary plum crazy purple Dodge Challengers roaring back to life in all their glory. Then we roll the clock back to 1959, taking you inside one of the most stunning American classics ever built, the iconic 59 Cadillac convertible. Next, I hit the road with the former mayor, cruising through Indiana in a bold, bright, completely one-of-a-kind orange Oldsmobile. Looking for trouble, we head straight into the shadows of the Batcave to check out Batman's legendary ride, the original Batmobile. Then, buckle up because we're going out of this world with a futuristic, one-of-a-kind spaceship car that you simply have to see to believe. I even tap into my inner 007 as I unveil my sleek, stealthy, show-stopping black Corvette. And since Indiana is racing country, I'm taking you inside my personal world of speed with my authentic pace car collection. Still hungry for Corvettes? We head straight back to the legendary Corvette Museum to satisfy every gearhead's cravings. Then, nothing beats pure American muscle like a classic red Mustang. We keep the engines roaring with a true workhorse turned masterpiece, a beautifully restored 1960 GMC pickup. And to close out the season, we're heading to the big stage, the Mecum auction, where I buy, sell, and trade the next generation of classic legends. So buckle up. This season of Muscle Motors is horsepower, history, and heart like you've never seen before. Stay tuned. Muscle Motors is just getting started.
Until next time, keep your engines running, your tires burning, and your love for cars alive. Thanks for watching Dan O'Toole's Muscle Motors. Drive safe, and we'll see you on the road. Muscle Motors.